Hey, mate. Just about to go on here, but there's that. Let's go.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle. We had Kolkata, who won the toss, decided that they wanted to bowl first. The power play definitely going in favor of Mumbai, 56 for no loss. The first 10, you'd say, well, more Mumbai than Kolkata, 80 for the loss of 1 wicket. But then the back 10, that's where the story lies. And that's where the bowlers for Kolkata pulled it back. The middle order of Mumbai just couldn't get going. It was stop and start, which got them to 155 for the loss of 6 wickets. You have Quinton de Kock with his half century, definitely the star of the show, 55 of 42, and Pollard with a few fireworks towards the end. But for Kolkata, the bowlers, yes, expensive was Prasidh, but 2 very timely blows, which kind of knocked the wind out of Mumbai's sails. Loki Ferguson, very tight, for 27 of his 4 with 2 wickets. And Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti played out very carefully by the Mumbai batsmen for less than a run a ball. Those 8 overs giving you less than 48. So you could tell what that was. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me Joy Bhattacharjya and Simon Doull. First of all, Joy, you must be very happy. You won the guessing game. You were 160 odd, they were 155. At the halfway stage, and you and I were both here for Cricbuzz Combox. At the halfway stage, it looked like the game was purely between Simon and me at our 172 and 182 predictions. So not only are you happy that you've got the guess right, you must be happy as a Kolkata fan that their bowlers really pulled it back in the back 10.
Neutrality. That's what I'm all about now. But amazing. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think a couple of things out here. One is the fact that Kolkata bowled really well, and exactly what Brendan was talking about, saying the fast bowlers were taking the pace off the ball. But every now and then, Prasidh Krishna, he bowls a lot of no balls, but he also gets you a couple of unplayable deliveries, and Prasidh there has delivered for them. Take a look at that. 9 overs of spin, which has done really well for them, just given away 47 runs from 9 overs of spin. And then the fast bowlers have come and performed as well. Prasidh expensive, Andre a bit expensive. Lockie Ferguson looks absolutely amazing out there. But all of them did their job. They stuck to their job manfully. They did it. And I think this is an excellent comeback from Kolkata.
Simon, just a quick word. It was very evident what Morgan and McCullum were doing. They wanted to bowl the spinners out early so that the heavy middle order doesn't have the spinners, especially the likes of Pollard, can't accelerate because there's no spinners. They're left towards the end. Something that Mumbai batsmen did that came to my mind, which was they decided to play out Chakravarti and Narayan. Just run a ball, don't give them a wicket, don't do that. Has that backfired for Mumbai?
Well, a little bit. There's a tale of two halves, isn't it? And Joy was absolutely spot on. I think 75 for 5 in that second lot of 10 overs is such a good performance to bring it back. At 80 for 1, you are thinking 180 is a must almost. So the way that they brought it back through that middle phase, look at that 5.55 from 7 through to 15. That was the key to the game. Just 3 boundaries, 3 fours only in that middle phase of the game. So it was brilliant bowling. Yes, there was some spin involved, but also some pace as well. That was when Prasidh Krishna and Lockie Ferguson and Russell were bowling some reasonably tight overs. So I like the way they went about it, actually. Maybe it's a blueprint for playing against Mumbai. Get your spinners up front. Rohit Sharma, Quinton de Kock, like pace on the ball. We saw when Andre Russell came to the attack, I think it was the 10th over or the 11th over, and Quinton de Kock, pace on, went bang, bang, 4-4 straight away, didn't he? So Russell had to change things around a little bit. And to me, that was the key for Kolkata. They got that spin out of the way early. Although they only got 1 wicket, it was all about providing that pace and a little bit of aggression through the middle and later part when the big bangers, the big boppers were coming to the crease. So a score now that you would think, I'd put Kolkata probably just in front. If they can get away to a decent start, I'd put them just in front.
Yeah, and Simon, just one thing, because Joy and me discussed it in the Combox as well. And, here we always discuss kind of strategy more than result, right? So when you were looking at the first 4 overs of spin, or the first 3 overs of spin, Rohit and Quinny did manage to get some, and you kept thinking you've got a 150 bowler with you, right? You've got Loki there with you. You want to go slow up front, get him in the first over. If there's anything in the wicket, he can get it. He's the guy who's going to get it for you. So at that point in time, we were discussing whether Kolkata had played into Mumbai's hands that way. Your thoughts on that when you saw it?
Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't have one of either Prasidh or even Russell or Lockie Ferguson up front. just in maybe the second or third over, perhaps. But obviously they had a plan that was to take the pace off, not to give Quinton de Kock any pace on the ball at all, make him use those reverse sweeps and come down the wicket. And for the most part, you'd say that Mumbai played it quite well. But what they didn't do is they didn't capitalise in that middle phase. And that's where Kolkata were able to pull things back. So I always like to see your quickest bowler with at least one over while the ball is relatively new and is going to come onto the bat quite nicely, just to see whether he can ruffle some feathers. They opted not to. You'd have to say in the end, it worked for Kolkata. At the halfway stage at 80 for 1, you'd think, gee, Mumbai are in a great spot. And an old Mumbai, a Mumbai of last year or 2 years ago, might have just cracked on and got 180, but, brilliantly pulled back.
There is a problem, though, from 12 months ago to now, Joy. There was an Ishan Kishan who was, in decent nick, and there's the firepower Hardik Pandya that's missing. It's these things, a player here and there, when you really need that one in the play, who's missing. And this is the difference between a 155 and a 175.
Absolutely. It's not just that. Surya Kumar is missing as well. Surya is not in the form he was last year. So what's happened is that middle order is missing. Surya Kumar missing, Ishan missing in action, Hardik not playing, and Kunal not doing much. I mean, you have to say that, Rohit and Quinton are doing their job. Kevin Pollard is doing what he does normally every year. Not much of a difference. There's a big hole in that Mumbai middle order, which at some point in time has to kick in. And what's happening every time is they're taking a few balls and then they're not being able to capitalize. They're taking those 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 balls to settle, but they're not able to capitalize it. And that's something Ishank and Surya did very, very well last year. The question is, how does Mumbai arrest it? Because Mumbai has done what they do very well. They've let them be and said, they'll play themselves into form. But it's not happening so far for them.
Yeah. Well, Simon, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm getting the check, before the main course is served. But in case, Mumbai can't cross the line right now, when we look at the points table, it's a very interesting story, because if Kolkata can get to 156, if they can get this win, that means they're in the top 4. They displace Mumbai Indians because they've got the positive net run rate.
Yeah, it does. Look, this is by no means over and done with. I mean, Mumbai can easily, well, not easily, but they can certainly defend this score. There is, no two ways about that. I think Kolkata is still going to have to play well. We've talked about the fact that they have a positive net run rate already, so they will go up into that 4th spot. By my reckoning of the 6 games that they've got left, they have to win 4 of them to get to 14 points, which is a bare minimum, I would say. Sometimes we've had 12 with the net run rate, Joy, haven't we, at different times over the years. But 14 points, you should be safe. Yeah, I would think so. They need to win 4 of 6. Having a good result in the first one, if they can do it now, it just makes that job a little bit easier. Then you're 3 from 5, and you're just making your job a little bit easier for you. So you're not putting yourself under pressure or relying on other teams to do your work for you.
Yeah, but Joy, remember the talk for Kolkata when we were doing the curtain raiser as well? The talk was that, they have the tough games up front, right? They've got the tough games. Well, they've done very well in the first tough game, and they haven't done too badly in the first half of the second tough game.
Yeah, and what I was noticing, and especially when we were looking at Brendan standing there in the bench behind him, they looked a very relaxed team. Because I think the good thing about it is Brendan's probably told everyone in the dressing room, look, everyone's written us off. There's no pressure on us. Now we can just go there and throw our bodies, whatever we do. If we fail, everyone will say, hey, Kolkata's anyway out of this game. But if by chance we get a couple of results our way, then things could be very different. In fact, I find it very interesting because I think if Kolkata wins this, comes to the top 4, then they'll look a bit more pressured and concerned. Right now they're playing because they don't care at all. They're playing as
they nothing to lose. Yeah.
Did you see during Brendan's interview the scorecards in the background?
No, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Did you not see them? The numbers, like the old scoreboard numbers in the background. He had a 4 up there. Then he put a 6 up.
Oh,
I couldn't see who.
That's Morgan.
What was it?
That's Morgan. They have a new
been doing that as well, right?
Yeah.
They did that in the South Africa series as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the same. What was that all about?
It's some code that we haven't broken yet, Simon. We've been seeing this for a while.
I was trying to work out, is it a code? Is it something that they're working with? Because the guy was changing the numbers, and so it was just over Brendan's right shoulder in the background. I could see him on the table putting 4, 6, and I was like, what's going on here? Some sort of code to the captain, or how it's all working?
I think it is because they did this. England did this internationally as well, and everybody was very confused at that point in time. And it looks like it's crept into this as well. But we'll discuss this after. We'll discuss this after the game. There's much to discuss here. Real quick, what approach do you see from the openers? You see Gill and Iyer, the two young openers. What approach do you see from them? Because this is one of those really weird, right? This is not a 9-10 and over, go hard, boys. This is one of those weird middling kind of totals, right? So what
exactly
is the approach
the same.
you see?
Exactly the same as the other day. Yep, same as the other day. This is now a team where Brendan has said, I gave you every opportunity to express yourself in the first half. You didn't do it. You let me down. You have the second half of this tournament to express yourself. Just go out there. No pressure. If you get out playing a shot, that's fine. I accept it. I expect exactly the same as the other day.
Yeah, well, and on the other side, you've got Adam Milne, Jasprit Bumrah, Trent Bolt. So you've got some real solid pedigree pace there. And, if you can, the only way you can defend against them is to attack, right? Attack is the best form of defense against those kind of champions. But Joy, is that the approach that you're seeing from them?
I totally agree with Simon out here. They're going to attack. They're going to attack because that's the only way they know it. The only thing is that, Trent Bolt is one of those, Mumbai will be looking and saying, we want early wickets. And they'll be looking to Trent Bolt. Expect also, if they get a wicket or two, expect Bumrah to bowl maybe an extra over up front somewhere, and just say, let's catch them by the throat. This Mumbai attack is a very good attack, but they don't have a great fifth bowler. With Hardik not there, it's basically between Kunal Pandya and Pollard, and those four are looking dodgy. Yeah, they're looking a bit dodgy. They aren't looking the best. I mean, other teams can take advantage of those 4 overs, and I think that's the interesting place. The game will be decided on how they play those 4 overs and how much they get out.
Interesting. What are we getting in the power play? Joy, you've already won it, so but let's play the game. It's fun. What are they getting in the power play? 47.
Oh, I was going to say 46, but you said 47, so I'll.
You say 46, I'll take it up.
No. I'll take it to 41.
41. What are you saying, Simon?
58. Same as I said the other day.
58.
Oh, so then I'll have to come back down to my 47. Okay, cool. So 41, 47, 58. Great. All right. Those are our predictions. What are yours? Tell us. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live. We, of course, love hearing from you. Love getting all your messages. All right. That's all we have time for. Thank you so much. You were watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle. It was Simon Doull and Joy Bhattacharjya with me, Gaurav Kapur. We'll see you with a little quick update at the end of the 10th over in Kolkata's chase. 156 is what they need to get to jump on top of Mumbai on the points table. Can they do it or not? Oh, we'll just have to wait and find out.